If that woman is ignoring you, do exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video. Helps you become a more confident, self-assured man and win over a valuable woman. Well, if you've landed on this video, chances are that you're experiencing a situation where you're putting a lot of effort into a woman. Sometimes, you're emotionally invested, but she's ignoring you. This matter of being ignored is quite intriguing and plays with our mindset. In this video, I will help you become a more confident and self-assured man, capable of winning over a valuable woman. Well, if you've reached this video, it's likely that you're facing a situation where you're investing a lot in a woman. Sometimes, you're emotionally involved, but she's ignoring you. This issue of being ignored is quite intriguing and messes with our mindset. Many men end up being interested in women who ignore them the most. This is a trap of our ego. Rejection triggers an obsession in our brain. Has it ever happened to you that a woman started ignoring you, perhaps ignoring your messages, and you became more focused on that situation? Know that this didn't happen because that woman was exceptional or something like that. In reality, it was your brain playing a trick on you, a little trap. The solution to this is the state of consciousness, this state of awareness. Make your choices and decisions through consciousness and not ego. Now that you understand that one of the possible effects of a woman ignoring you is the creation of a certain obsession in our mind, and now that you're more aware of this, let's delve deeper into what you should do when a woman ignores you. I'm sure what you're about to discover here will permanently alter your perspective on such situations. This information will transform your approach to feeling ignored, as well as the results you'll achieve. Now that you've grasped that when a woman ignores you, it can create an obsession in your mind, and now that you're more conscious of this, let's delve into what to do when a woman ignores you. I bet what I'm going to tell you here will completely change the way you view these situations. You'll start handling being ignored differently, and that will reflect in how you deal with your feelings and actions when this happens to you again. So, let's understand the situation when a woman ignores you. It's like this: you send a message or a question, and she simply doesn't respond. Or maybe you send something, she's online, but doesn't pay any attention to your message. Sometimes, she responds after a long time, maybe only replies to the latest message and doesn't mention the previous ones you sent. Sometimes, she doesn't even read your messages. When this happens, it's important to realize which of these situations you fit into. The first situation is when a woman is ignoring you, but you haven't even connected yet. In other words, she's ignoring you before any kind of connection happens between the two of you. She hasn't even shown genuine interest in you. She hasn't asked questions, nor shown a willingness to meet or discuss various topics. You haven't developed any intimacy. In fact, you haven't even established a real connection. All that happened was that you showed interest in her, sent some messages, but she simply ignored them. Or maybe you've met a woman, for example, through a dating app. You talked there for like 2 or 3 days, exchanged some ideas, but there's still no strong bond between you. If you're talking to this woman and she's ignoring you, but you haven't really created a true connection, don't stress. This is quite common when the woman isn't yet so involved in the situation. In other words, you haven't had those deeper conversations, you don't have a clear idea of each other, or something in common to strengthen the bond. When this hasn't happened, it's easy to kind of fade into the background. And look, it's not because you lack value. It's just that in her mind, among work, studies, friends, and other contacts, which might be at a more advanced stage, you haven't become a priority yet. If you're in this case where you haven't even connected yet, imagine that you sent a message to this woman, asking something, and she left you hanging, didn't respond, stayed online but didn't care about your message. The tip I give you is to wait about 24 hours, or a day, after her silence. If she hasn't responded by then yes, you can send another message. But this new message shouldn't be heavy, without pressure. It's a lighter message. For example, Let's say the last thing you asked was like, "Tell me where you're from." So, if the woman forgot to respond, wait about 24 hours and then send a new message. This new message should be simple, like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then you can send a picture of a cool event happening in town, or a nice restaurant, or something like that, something light and simple. What matters is that you're starting a new topic, but without demanding, because at this moment, when a true connection hasn't happened yet, it's not cool to pressurize. This is the moment you'll understand if she was busy or just didn't pay attention to your messages and forgot to reply. This is because you're not a priority for her yet. If she realizes that you're someone worth it, she'll respond. Now, if she's genuinely uninterested, she'll ignore again. Regardless of the reason, whether she's involved with someone else or something else, if she keeps ignoring you, it's time for you to take a break from this situation. This way, you're not wasting your time and avoiding possible annoyances. But there's also a second situation. If you've already had that deeper contact, meaning if this woman has shown interest in you at some point, you've had good conversations, she's invested time in the conversation, shared things about her day and life, maybe you've gone out a few times or even had more significant meetings, then you're already connected. Now, if this woman who has shown interest starts ignoring you, then it's time to ask 3 important questions. Did you give too much power to this woman by placing yourself in an inferior position to hers? Did you start glorifying how amazing she was, saying you'd never met anyone like her and how lucky you were that she paid attention to you? Or perhaps you put her on a pedestal. This is something to question. The second question is, did you take any actions that turned off her attraction? I'll tell you about some behaviors that can do that, like being clingy, showing neediness, insecurity, or excessive jealousy. If you've adopted any of these behaviors, know that it can naturally make her lose interest and push her away, even if she doesn't realize it. And the third question that's really important, has this woman become the main focus of your life lately? In other words, do you constantly expect to see a message from her, and if she wants to go out, do you rearrange your whole life to fit her plans? If this woman has become your main life goal and your life doesn't have a clear and specific purpose that you're really passionate about, it's quite likely that you'll start putting her at the center of your attention, making her your primary focus, and this energy is something she feels. Over time, this undermines her interest. So, ask yourself these 3 questions. Did you give her too much power by putting yourself beneath her? Did you take any actions that decreased her attraction? Has she become the main focus of your life? Why is it important to answer these questions honestly? To learn, improve, and move forward. Improvement means analyzing what you might have done wrong so you don't repeat it.